Hey everyone, welcome back to String Cheese and Applesauce, where today we're going to review the LEGO Ninjago Fangpyre Truck Ambush. This is set number 9445. That's right, only 4 numbers. This set was released in 2012, back in the day when they only used 4 numbers for their set numbers. So we're kind of taking a trip back in time, approximately 4 years. So I'm a little late to the show on building and reviewing this set, but hey, better late than never. So this figure, the set came with 4 minifigures. One of them is unique to the set, which is pretty cool, and it may not be one that you would imagine. Maybe you'll guess which one is unique. Let's go ahead and look at them now. The first minifigure we're going to look at is Zane ZX. So in this particular wave of the Ninjago sets, they were the ZX figures. So this figure came in 5 sets, including this one. He's obviously the blue ninja. He's got the silver armor over his shoulders, and then the sword holder on his back. Single printed face, and then a little bit of the armor printed on his mask up here. I'll go ahead and take this off to show you the single printed kind of angry face. Black gloves. He's got a gray, light bluish gray right arm. And that's the first minifigure. Let's look at the next one now. Our next figure is Zane ZX, and he has the golden armor on. He's a white ninja, so you can see the gold little printing on his mask, the gold armor on his shoulders, and then the gold sword holder on his back. The white printing, or the printing on the white minifigure is pretty well. I like it. And then the black gloves. So like Jay, this one is also in 5 sets, including this one. So let's look at the 2 serpent snake type figures now. Alright, the first one we're going to look at is Fangdum. And you can see he has regular minifigure legs and torso. It's the head element that's a unique mold. So basically from the shoulders up is the double snake head element. It's got the white scale like printing going down the back of that headpiece, and it ties in not quite perfectly, but style wise it ties in with the printing on the back of his torso. It's got the snake scale printing on the front of the torso and a little bit on the legs, including the little piece that connects the 2 legs together. They printed that element too. It's got white arms, white hands. So pretty cool little figure. This one is in 2 other sets, so 3 sets total. You can find this figure, so it's kind of a rare figure, but not as rare as the next one. Let's look at it now. So this one is Fink Tom, and he is only found in this set. So this is truly the unique minifigure in the set. He is similar to Fangdum, where he's the double-headed snake figure, but he doesn't have minifigure legs. He has this really big, snaky, molded bottom leg torso element piece. So it's kind of like an extension of the torso. The torso is a standard minifigure torso with the black and white printing on it, and then this leg element is kind of an extension of that body, and then you can see it just kind of continues to snake on back until it gets all the way to the tail, the curvy little tail element at the back. It's got the black scale printing on the back of the double-headed snake headpiece, similar to the way the Fangdum had the white printing on it. So pretty cool snaky villain figure. It keeps going out of focus, sorry. So that's cool. So this is the unique figure. Let's go ahead and look at the rest of the set now. Okay, so this build basically consists of the Fangpyre truck and then a small little snowmobile, basically, that Zane pilots around, or drives around, whatever. So you can see it's got the snow sled type element right here on the front. It's got some of this cool little gold highlighted elements, a nice trans blue kind of rocky slope piece on the front and the back. And the back acts as a little fender because that's where your one little wheel is. And it just basically rolls on the tabletop or on the ground. And you see Zane just stands up in the vehicle. So he stands up, pilots it, and throws his little throwing stars at the villains, whoever he may be battling during that day. So nothing really exciting about the snowmobile. So yeah, that's it. Interesting thing about this set is this was the only ninja sword that was inside the set. And I don't know if they, in the older sets, that they just included just a couple of them. But I know in a lot of the newer Ninjago sets, you always get at least 2 swords per ninja with an additional one as an extra. So we have 2 ninjas in this set, 1 sword, and I think it came with 1 extra throwing star. But nothing more. Yeah, looks like there's just 1 extra throwing star. So interesting that it just came with 1 sword. And you can see on the back of their backs, as we saw on the minifigures, it has the little holder that can hold 2 swords, but we only have 1 in the set. So, Fangpyre truck, this is the highlight of the set. It's a pretty cool little truck slash snake element. The color scheme, as you can see, is all lime green with a little bit of splattering of the darker kind of forest green and some gray colors. It doesn't have steering, but it has this suspension, which are these little, Technic element bracket pieces here. So it kind of gives it this kind of bouncy feel, and it works pretty well. And then the other little play feature is there's a Technic gear up here that when you turn it, you can see it whips the tail around. So this tail is connected with these little trailer hinge elements that you've seen in some Lego City type stuff. But they're non-friction, which means when they can just turn freely, there's no click hinges or any type of like friction elements that are holding them together. So when this thing turns around, the whole tail kind of momentum and gravity takes over and just kind of whips it around. So imagine the ninja's coming up here about to attack, and then this tail whips around and shoots him off to the side. So that's really the only play feature in this set. There's no flick fire missiles, there's no spring-loaded missiles, there's nothing else. It's just a vehicle with a whipping tail. There is 2 of these little cabinet pieces on the sides. You can see in this one there's a little bundle of dynamite. On the other side there's nothing in it. But you can see right here, here's the other one, and it's empty. One thing I kind of like, but then they kind of messed up on it a little bit, is you can see right here on the front that it's this cool little brick-built snake head element. And then there's even a little jaw that opens. So there's a lower jaw. It's kind of made of one of these little boat hole pieces. It's got the red tongue in there and this cool little flag that's creating the little slithering tongue that's coming out of the front of the mouth. And it's really cool. I like kind of this chomping action. Like it could, potentially grab a villain and put it in his mouth like that. But here's the problem with it. When the vehicle is on the ground like this, or on the tabletop or anything, the bottom of the jaw is basically touching the table in the closed position. So there's really no way I can open this without lifting the front of the vehicle off the table and then pushing it down. But then as soon as you put it back on the table, you can see it completely closes. So they're trying to give it this cool little like front end facing kind of this little wedge shaped type of vehicle. But the design flaw with that is now this bottom jaw becomes obsolete and you cannot use it in the way that it's probably designed to be used. So that was kind of a little bit of a disappointment. Other than that, I mean, it's this cool little vehicle that I imagine kids will enjoy, just kind of running around the house and, you know, whipping that tail around at everything, and, you know, just coming up with cool little play features that they can do that, yeah, basically kids do with vehicles. So, I mean, I'm going to give it probably if I were to rate it, a solid B. The only reason being is there's really not much play features other than a whipping tail. If they would have included a couple more swords and maybe worked out something for that bottom jaw to make it actually a play feature where it could actually start to eat some ninjas or something, that would have been cool. But either way, cool set. It's going to be hard to find. Like I said, this is a 4-year-old set. It's been discontinued for quite some time. I did a build of this set. If you want to check that out, there's a link down below. Maybe you can piece this together with some pieces that you already own and make it similar to this. A lot of these lime green elements are only in a handful of sets, so you may or may not have a lot of that particular color, but you could use other colors, kind of make a different color scheme vehicle. So check that build out if you want to see how this is built, and you can build something similar yourself. So thanks for watching. Put a big thumbs up. That's the little like button down there. And yeah, we'll see you next time.